I think with most young arrangers, our journey starts with transcribing. So I would always listen to these big band recordings, everyone from Ellington, the Bass Heater, Thad Jones and Mel Lewis, or even small group recordings like Art Blakey and the Jazz Messengers. And I would try to transcribe the horn parts. But I think the first recording that I ever heard that the inner harmonies and just the arranging skill really captured my imagination was Oliver Nelson's Blues and the Abstract Truth. So slowly I started trying to put together large ensemble arrangements, not for any particular band, just so I could kind of work out my arranging skills. And I guess I'd made it known that I wanted to eventually write for big band. So out of the blue, sometime in the middle of 1995, I get this call from Wynton Marsalis saying that they wanted to give me a commission to write a piece for the Lincoln Center Jazz Orchestra. And at that time, I had no experience writing for big band. I had never done it, just some little homemade experiments here and there. And I was very nervous, and I expressed my trepidation to Wynton, and he says, well, I'm sure you'll get it together. And from that moment on, I called everybody I could think of who had written for big band. I called Jimmy Heath, I called John Clayton, I called Jerry Dodgen, who I knew played with Thad Jones. I called as many people as I could just to bend their ear and say, what do I do? It was a little frustrating at first because what I now know is that there are no real black and white rules to writing for big band. There's a bunch of different theories. So I thought, well, I already know basic harmony, I already know basic theory, I've written for small groups. Let me just get into trial and error mode. So I got some score paper, sat at the piano, and I just started writing. And the piece became Bluesin' in Alphabet City, which debuted at Jazz and Lincoln Center in December of '95. And since then, I've added some more to the piece, and we wound up recording it for The Good Feeling. I don't have a particular sound I find that I lean toward because so many of my favorite big band arrangements, I think just the idea of having that many horns or that many instruments in general and making music out of it, no matter what the style is, I've always appreciated and I've always been fascinated by it. I mean, from Maria Schneider to John Clayton to Quincy Jones to Oliver Nelson to Lalo Schifrin. All of these people are inspirations to me. So if I could just scratch the surface of what all of those people have done, I'll be happy. Well, as everyone knows that there are so many different theories and so many different concepts and outlooks on what jazz is, what it has been, and what it can or will become. I try not to spend too much time thinking about things like that. You just want to write music and things that feel good to you as an artist. For this particular recording, I knew that it was going to be real straight ahead and feeling good. I wasn't thinking in terms of, okay, I want to purposely make a straight ahead big band album or CD or whatever. It just kind of happened that way. Maybe there was one point where I thought that the pressure of recording this was going to get to me, and maybe, well, let me do this once so I can say I've done a big band project. Even though it's something I've always wanted to do, I'm not sure if I want to make this a steady thing. I was glad to know that after the project was over, I want to do it again and again and again and again. it.